Hello and welcome to the Narc Alert, the channel where we look at YouTubers and others to see if they demonstrate any traits that fall within the spectrum of narcissistic personality disorder or NPD. These videos are for fun and entertainment purposes only, strictly my opinion, and remember, please don't send any snark to our possible narcs. So key points to remember: messy fun and not a diagnosis. Bonjour, hola, hey y'all, my name is Merc. Welcome back to the Narc Alert Reacts, and welcome back to the Redundancy Report. Well, today is a very sad day because I have to announce that this could be our very final Redundancy Report because Amber Lynn Reid has once again left the internet. This is not a drill, folks. It's her mental health. I know. Who would have thunk? But Amber's mental health has caused her to take some time offline. She did announce that she will still be doing her members' live streams on Tuesday, so I guess we can still go to Laney's and watch that, but her mentals, guys, they've pushed her over the edge. All these X's and interviews and podcasts have pushed the dainty narcissistic goddess or right over the edge. What can you do? I joke, of course. We know she'll be back. She's only taking a break because she caught up with all her pre-filmed content, and now she doesn't have any pre-filmed content. So it just coincides with a lot of drama, and that's why she's taking a break. But anyway, let's look at her last vlog. Her last vlog ever. Probably not, but you never know, it might be. It wasn't that exciting, but let's look at it anyways, because, you know, what the heck else are we going to do on a Friday morning? This one's called Opening Up About Some of My BPD Symptoms. Oh, Christ. And Amazon haul. All right. How's it go?
It's an Amazon haul. So first things first, I got this really cool purse. So in the light, it actually
I've seen
changes
those.
color. So if like your phone has a flash on it, or like especially like
I've seen those. Meh, here or there. You know where I think that'd be neat is if you go out clubbing. Like, that'd be a neat purse to have at the club. Amber? I don't know if it's going to have the same effect on the couch, but okay.
in the sunlight, etc., etc. I will post a picture here. It is genuinely so neat looking.
Post
so
a
I
picture
haven't
here.
even opened it yet. I did like take all of these things out of like the Amazon packages just so it's easier. So it does come with a long strap, which I love.
You know, that's not a strap, that's a chain. If you want to get technical, it doesn't really matter, but why does every purse you have to have that cheap-ass chain on it? You know, there's no bigger giveaway to a cheap purse than that cheap chain, Amber. You don't care about quality, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Just as long as it goes around the whole circumference of the earth, I guess. You're good with it, but... And the other thing is, she's always so worried about purses fitting. I've never in my life had to worry about a purse fitting. A purse is not an item that generally has a size attached to it like that. And second of all, why don't you just wear the purse over your shoulder? Like, if there's not enough chain for it to be a crossbody bag, then hold it like a person, like many of adults do, and just hold it on your shoulder.
So this brand is Love Book, and I am telling you, literally there's purses of every size, backpacks of every size, there's wallets. So now I'm just going to see how long the strap is.
I will say her energy seems she seems very beaten down. She seems really beaten down in this. She's usually a little bit more energetic when she's excited about consumer goods that she's consumed.
For our bigger bodies, because I'm sure some of you know that, like, depending on like what size you are, some purses just don't feel right. All right, let me move you guys down.
Amber, you have a bigger body in the same way that I'm entering middle age. It's just not real. It's just not. It doesn't matter how many times we say it. It's not real.
Down so you can see here. It actually fits perfectly. Obviously, I have to take off the little tags and such. You can kind of see it actually just in my kitchen light. And then the next thing I got is my favorite mascara currently, which is the Surreal by Maybelline New York, the Falsies and the Blackest Black.
Well, the mighty have fallen. I remember her favorite mascara used to be better than SEX because she was afraid to say SEX. And one day I clocked that stuff in Shoppers Drug Mart and it was $40 Canadian for mascara. Amber, to sit on your couch.
Oh, bless you. Also, I needed more.
Why did you leave that in there? This narcissistic runt thinks she's so friggin' adorable that even her dainties, my God, that was so cute. I'm going to leave that. Did you see how I sneezed? It was so cute. I'm going to leave it in there.
Eyeliner, and this is the one that I always use. A lot of people ask. It's the e.l.f. Eyeliner Liquid Expert in the color
I have that.
Jet Black. So I needed
like
a bookmark because I don't have any. So I got this one. I thought it was so cute. It says, "Fuck off, I'm reading." And it's just this metal bookmark. There's a cutout heart and then a little like dingly.
Who do you have to tell that to, Amber? You live alone. Nobody's going to bother you while you're reading. Nobody. Also, just use, you know what? When I read, I use the receipt from the book. The receipt that I paid for the book, I use that as my bookmark.
Heart on it. Last but not least, I needed a new makeup bag because I just get really bored and tired of the one that I use every single day. So this is what the inside looks like.
This is consumption just to consume. You don't need a new makeup bag, Amber. People use the same makeup bag for years. Before I went on a trip last year, I took all my crap out and I washed my makeup bag. I don't do that very often, but I did. And I'm still using, I've been using the same makeup bag for years. That thing's gone to 5 countries and 2 jungles. I'm not replacing it. All yours does is sit on the bathroom counter. At the very most, it might need a dusting.
I like this one because there's actually like sections in it. And I've been really wanting one like that. So
yeah, you need those sections.
Super cute. I wanted the white one, but it was all sold out, which I know probably weird to hear me say because I wear black all the time. But the white one is also super adorable. So this is how hectic my makeup bag is right now. So I'm about to organize my new one. All right, so we have my makeup bag organized. Here we have all my like glitter stuff, eyelid, eyelash, eyebrow stuff. Besides my mascara is here. This is just like face stuff like blush, foundation, primer, etc. Here are all my...
Amberlynn, pretty much every single woman that watches you has a makeup bag and understands what a makeup bag is and understands that actual makeup tends to go into a makeup bag. We don't need you to itemize every friggin' piece of makeup you have.
Eyeliners, and when it comes to the colorful eyeliners, I recommend NYX. NYX has the very best.
Stop recommending makeup. Nobody cares. Nobody is buying makeup because you buy makeup.
Lipsticks are here.
I will put in a caveat. I bet you there's people who've bought that e.l.f. eyeliner because she's been hyping on that for so long, and she's also said that it's very easy to use. I bet you people have bought the e.l.f. eyeliner.
And then here we just have like a random...
It is also the only consistent thing in her makeup bag because Miss Makeup Guru doesn't have any loyalty to any... She doesn't find a product she really likes and keep using it. She just buys whatever the hell she wants. Like, because she has no sense, right?
Nail polish that I have, and then my diamonds and my diamond glue is down here. So now everything is more organized. You guys, it is so windy here in Oklahoma right now. Like, it's bad, and I hope it doesn't mess with my power because I have my live stream today. So fingers are crossed that everything...
Okay, Amber, here's a hint. Don't live stream on Wi-Fi. You know who does that? IRL streamers. You're in your home where you have an internet connection. Plug in. Here's another hint. Don't stream with 15 tabs open from your goddamn Chrome. It's a resource hog. And you want to know why? It's not the wind. The wind isn't what's causing problems with your stream. It's probably all those goddamn open tabs.
Thing goes good. I want to talk more. It's our little BPD segment of my vlogs. So on top of doing EMDR therapy for it, I also am doing workbooks that was recommended to me. And in my last vlog, I talked about the 9 criterias that are part of the BPD diagnosis. And
okay, am I wrong? I thought that she said that after she heard about what EMDR therapy could entail, she decided it was too much for her because she didn't want to waste half her week getting better. Ew. She's got things to do. She's a busy, super morbidly obese girl who sits on the couch and does nothing all day. She doesn't have time for healing. And now here she's saying she's actively doing it. So what is it? Did she ever do even one session of EMDR? I don't think so.
How you have to meet at least 5 of them. So within the 9, each one has its own like clusters and multitudes of symptoms and traits and characteristics. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to give you guys an example / symptom or...
No, they don't really have... Under each trait is not really an entire cluster of other symptoms. Generally, there's a deep dive into what that trait is, but it doesn't... Christ, she's dumb. Amber, this is your health.
A thing that I deal with within each one of those things, because as you guys know, I suffer with all 9 out of the 9 listed in the criteria, which is very unfortunate and it's hard to handle.
And people are arguing that you have suicidal ideation, but okay.
So for each one, I do have a multitude of symptoms, and I'm not going to sit here and name off every single one. Like, that is so much information. And also,
you know, I'm going to take that back. It's really not fair of us to question her suicidal ideation. There's lots of people who end up ending their own lives due to severe depression, and people around them were like, oh my God, I never even had a clue. They never showed me anything. So it is possible. Absolutely possible, and it's not fair to decide that we know how she's thinking. So I'm going to take that one back. I'm going to walk that one back a bit. Maybe she does, and we don't know about it, and she doesn't talk about it. Unlikely, but possible.
So it's a lot of things that I'm embarrassed about. It's a lot of things that I am ashamed about. I'm not ashamed of the BPD diagnosis.
I'm not on her side. I'm not ever on Amber's side. I just see things are really ugly right now, and, you know, she is still a human being, and much like every other player in the Amberverse, sometimes she's not lying. I mean, probably most times she is, but she doesn't, like, it's just like she is still a human being. Let's give her that. Can we, at the bare minimum, accept that she's human, for Christ's sake?
But I am ashamed of some of the things that I do and have done. So number 1 is frantic efforts to avoid real or imagined abandonment. So something I do with that, when I'm in a long distance relationship.
I'm sorry, is she going to read through 9 traits of BPD and then tell us what those traits are and then give us a great big long-winded example of how she fits the trait? Oh my God, Rio, I need you. He's in the sun.
That I'm having an argument with my partner and they like hang up on me or they're ignoring my calls, I will literally frantically call them at least like 30 times in hopes that they will answer me. The best.
Hang on. Let's play that again. I need to hear that again.
Imagine abandonment. So something I do with that, when I'm in a long distance relationship and I'm having an argument with my partner and they like hang up on me or they're ignoring my calls, I will literally frantically call them at least like 30 times in hopes that they will answer me. The best way I can just...
I'm sorry. What do you do? That's neat. You know how many times that would happen to my phone? Once. Just once. Actually, after by about the 4th call, I would block you. Bitch, I blocked my mother. I'm not afraid to block you. That's how does anybody stay in a relationship with her if she's exhibiting these kind of traits and symptoms? Not just because they're traits, but because isn't that just as annoying as hell? Unless you've had somebody spend a day calling you 30 times, you truly cannot grasp what that does to you. I mean, you can imagine it, but until you've gone through it, that's a fucking nightmare. That's a fucking nightmare. I can't believe anybody stuck around longer than 5 calls.
Describe it as like it's this fire burning, like urgency that I literally cannot control. Like I get super anxious and I'm scared. I feel like they hate me. They're never going to talk
Yeah, because you feel like you have to indulge every single feeling that you have to the nth degree. And maybe that's BPD. I don't know.
to me again. So I just frantically call, text, and I genuinely look insane when I do it. So
Yeah.
number 2 is a pattern of
That is
unstable and
insane.
intense interpersonal relationships characterized by alternating between extremes of idealization and devaluation. So this is something that you guys have actually noticed that I do. Is I will be in a relationship with someone and I'll come on here and I'll be like, they're so perfect. I have never loved someone as much as I love this person. Like, this is the best relationship I've ever been in.
Every
That's
relationship,
me idolizing them.
every
But if they
relationship.
do one small thing that makes me question if they love me, or makes me question their loyalty to me, or if I can trust them, or whatever it may be, instantly those feelings go away. And I think, oh my God, like they hate me. So I really truly hate them in this moment. Everything is
So that's interesting because she has shown us on camera the adulation, adoration, and we've seen it with every partner. They're perfect. Everything they do is perfect, and she goes on and on. But what she doesn't show us is this switch. Like, we've never seen her come on camera and say, "I'm mad at my partner because of this or that." Because I don't know. I think this is where the BPD and the NPD might bang heads. I believe that Amberlynn comes on and talks adoringly about her partners, not so much because she's adoring them, but because for a narcissist, a partner or a child is nothing but a reflection on you. Okay? The narc uses that. If you're a good-looking partner, then that reflects on them. Look at the good-looking partner I snatched, or smart, or funny, or whatever the characteristic is. But here she's telling us that all they have to do is do one thing and she switches on them. We have never seen that. We have never seen that. For me, I feel more like it's the using the partner as a prop. But, again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not in her head. But I don't know. We've never seen this switch. We've never seen her until the relationship is actually over. But she just said they can do one simple thing wrong and she switches on them. And we've never seen that.
bad. Everything is bad. And like,
Now, it could be that that happens, but the narcissist part of her won't ever show that because that doesn't reflect well on her. What? Her partner wasn't perfect? Well, what's wrong with her, right? They're so twisted.
all of the good just like completely vanishes. So that is what people call the black and white thinking.
Yeah, we've
Number
never
3
seen that,
is
Amber.
identity disturbance, which is markedly and persistently unstable self-image or sense of self. So something that you guys have actually noticed is I adopt people's personalities or behaviors or the way they speak, and it's something like I genuinely cannot control. Number 4, impulsivity in at least 2 areas that are potentially
She sure has that.
self-damaging. For example, spending,
Spending,
sex, substance
food.
abuse, reckless driving, binge eating, etc. So I actually never realized that the way that I eat and my eating issues could be due to having BPD. But
Oh my God, oh my God, yay! Oh my God, we have another excuse. Oh my God, we have another excuse for the weight. We've got the Eldemas, we've got the mentals. Oh my God, we can add this to the pile. It's not her fault, you guys. It's not her fault.
Could be. Number 5 is reoccurrent suicidal behavior, gestures, or threats, or self-mutilating behavior. So sometimes when I'm having like an actual full-fledged meltdown, I threaten suicide. I have suicidal ideation. I do want to make it very clear, I will never do something to harm myself. But in that moment, during that meltdown, more than anything else in the world, because of the pain that I feel, because when you do have BPD, like the pain that
You stupid bitch. Do you know that every single person in my audience and yours has experienced pain and great pain? You don't own this. You're not the only person who suffers. It's just so disgusting. I'm just so sick of it. I'm not even going to question that maybe you have threatened this before, because you know what? My narc did too. And you know when she did it? Every time I had her nailed in a corner when she couldn't get out. When the facts and the truth were presented in her face in a way that she couldn't deny it, that's when that came out. I might as well just myself. I had a boyfriend do that once too. You know what I did? I walked out of the house. I gave him whatever we were fighting about. I said, here, fine, do it. I'll come back. You know why I did that? Not because I'm heartless, because these idiots threaten it. And they use it as a manipulation. She just said to you, I have no intention of doing it. I just use it.
You feel is literally
Ick.
overbearing. But because of that pain, I genuinely do not want to be alive.
I cannot, you know what? I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, I don't know that there's a human on the goddamn earth who hasn't sometimes thought, I don't want to kill myself, but I just don't want to live anymore. Because life can be that high pressure and overwhelming, and it happens to all of us, Amber. Your pain isn't unique
Anymore in that moment. I have actually embarrassingly documented a moment of me having that before. It was during like 100 days of uploading. I think it was in like 2019 or 2020.
Yeah, we
video
saw
of
it.
me expressing that I felt suicidal. I didn't say those words completely, but it was how I was feeling in the moment. You guys couldn't see that in the video.
Yeah, you can be subtle, but that whole letter was first of all, we don't believe it was real. We believe it was performative. And it was disgusting because it was a performative a performative video pretty much announcing your intentions, which you never had any intention of. It was disgusting.
Oh, but I was hurting. I was hurting really bad. And a lot of people was calling me a liar. And in return, it was actually just making me feel worse. Like, this is hard for me to open up about, like extremely hard. And it's things that like I've always suffered with in private. I remember one of the first times that I actually expressed out loud.
It's things that I've always suffered with in private. What the fuck was that? Performative. I'm just so delicate and small.
Calling me a liar.
Watch
and
this.
In return, it was actually just making me feel worse. Like, this is hard for me to open up about, like extremely hard. And it's things that like I've always suffered with in private. I remember one of the first times I actually expressed out loud my suicidal ideation.
Hey, we need
I was
you.
15 years old and I actually was sent to a mental hospital. But again, I would never in a million years do anything to hurt myself. It's just in those moments.
It's just in those moments I need to manipulate you, and I have nothing left but threatening that. Okay, we get it.
Like during a meltdown, you hurt so bad.
He's so cute.
That just
Can I just interrupt Amber for a second to say it's very sunny here today and we haven't had a lot of sun. And the little beau is just like rolling around in a sunbeam, as happy as he can be. You're so cute.
just seems like the best option. So it's a fleeting thought.
Sorry, this is
And I don't
serious.
want
Pay
anyone
attention,
to worry
Mark.
about me, please. Like, this is just another one of those symptoms that I suffer with. So number 6 is affective instability due to a marked reactivity of mood. So for example, intense episodic dysphoria, irritability, or anxiety usually lasting a few hours and only rarely more than a few days. So this is very much like my mood swings.
Actually, it's pretty interesting that she mentions that, because that sounds to me like a pretty apt description of what happened on her live stream, right? I mean, there's no denying she's got shit wrong. Not making all this stuff up. She does get a lot of it wrong, but she still certainly has some stuff, and this feels very, I'd say prescient. I mean, we're seeing it after the event, but she filmed it before the event, so it is still prescient, I guess.
So small could happen, but I feel so strongly about it. So a good example of that would be if I send a long, sweet message to my partner saying like, I love you, I've been thinking about you, I miss you, like, I can't wait to talk to you again, just whatever it may be. And like all they send back in response is love you too. That triggers something inside of me so hardcore where I feel uncared for, I feel unloved, I feel unappreciated, and it absolutely like sends me into this
selfish
like abandonment feeling, and I spiral.
I swear to God, if she had anything else to do in her life, if she had a project, if she had a goal, if she had a hobby, a job, anything to fill her time, all of this shit would probably decrease by half. I just think half of this shit happens because she's literally sitting at home, physically unable to do much except maybe waddle to the bathroom, roll into the kitchen. But all she has to do is sit around all day and think about herself and her girlfriend. So no wonder it gets so built up in her head.
Role. It leaves me anxious and worried, and sometimes it sends me into a meltdown, and sometimes...
Hang on. Hang on. Look who joined the party. Oh, you asshole.
Journaling about it. Number 7 is chronic feelings of emptiness. So that's pretty explanatory. Sometimes like I feel so lonely that I genuinely feel like I'm the last person on earth. So as I'm editing this, I'm realizing that I was way too vague with that answer. But for me, when I have chronic loneliness, which is...
Oh my God. You self-pitying lump of poo. Do you think that no one understands what loneliness means, Amber? Do you think that you alone uniquely understand what deep loneliness is like? You are incredibly self-centered. That's unbelievable to me that you don't get that loneliness is one of the biggest, saddest human conditions of all. And everybody has experienced it. You don't have to be alone to be lonely. You could be with a partner. Loneliness is every human experience. Amber, this is not unique. You don't need to Amber-splain loneliness. You are ridiculous.
Is quite frequently. It is heavy. It is painful. It sends me down major depressive episodes.
Yeah, because you're lonely.
I can be in a room with 10 people and feel lonely. I can be in my room by myself and feel lonely. I could be hugging someone I love and feel lonely. It doesn't matter. Sometimes the loneliness, like genuinely.
If you're hugging someone that you love, that loves you, and you still feel lonely, and that's the overwhelming feeling, that's problematic, I'd say. My amateur opinion, I'd say that's probably problematic. But I would also think that maybe sometimes with a narcissist, that might happen because when you spend no time getting to know the person you're with, you don't care about them really, the core of their character. All you care about is how they present and how they make you look. If you don't take the time to get to know somebody on a deeper level, then yeah, maybe if you're hugging them, you feel empty because you know what? Because there's no connection there. Because you haven't taken the time to get to know them at all. You know, in a partnership, there's two people. It's not just about adoring the queen.
Makes me feel like I am not loved by a single person on this planet.
Your mom
and
loves
I am
you.
not cared for by a single person on this planet. And it sends me down like...
Care for yourself.
A pretty bad depressive episode.
You don't care for yourself. Why should anybody else bother? On its simplest face, Amber, anybody that looks at you without judging, but simply looks at you and says, this is a woman who's got problems, she's overindulgent, whatever's causing her to become this size, there's an issue there. She doesn't seem to care. Why should I? Why should anybody care about you if you don't even care about yourself? For sure. Number 8 is inappropriate, intense anger or difficulty controlling anger. So, for example, frequent displays of temper, constant anger, or reoccurrent physical fights. So, for me, I'm not like a physically abusive person, but I have done some yelling. Not gonna lie about that. If I feel uncared for or like not seen or unheard, which is actually a BPD symptom, sometimes it genuinely can lead to like loud yelling with like hysterical crying. So the last one, which is number 9, which is what a treat she must be. Why does she even keep girlfriends? I mean, without the medication, Beck probably would have been gone a long time before they were gone. Because seriously, how does she keep girlfriends? How the hell did Fled stay there for a year? We're all working on the assumption that Fled was the most normal of her girlfriends. Can you just come here and stop your crying? I need you. We need you. Transient stress-related, paranoid ideation, or severe dissociative symptoms. So sometimes I feel completely detached, like from myself,
and from my memories. So that's why sometimes I can share something from like my childhood that genuinely hurt me, and I could seem like unbothered, or I could like nervously laugh about it, while other times I can share the exact same story and cry about it. So those are
Yeah, Amber, it's childhood trauma. Can it still be upsetting to you as an adult? Absolutely, absolutely. I'm not dismissing that. But I'm just saying, Rio, you are. Come up here. I'm sorry, he's nuts today. It tends to be not as intense when you're 34 because, they say time heals all wounds. It might not heal them, but it certainly softens memories.
are just some examples of like the multitude, and I'm telling you, a multitude of things that I deal with that I didn't share. So those are just like a few
Oh,
that
she's
I
done.
wanted to just
Oh my
like
God.
give you guys a little look into, because I'm telling you, this is a lot of information for me to absorb and for me to share. I'm a bit overwhelmed, and I don't want to overwhelm anyone else. And I feel better.
Rio's on the verge of demon mode. I'm sorry. You're not overwhelming anybody, Amber. We're not that invested in your. Hi, I can't come to work today. I don't know. I'm so overwhelmed. Do you know what Amber has to deal with? Stupid.
Sharing this part of me, because all of these issues that I've had for so long, I've been like, what is wrong with me? What is happening? Finally, there was a name to it, and I was ashamed. And that's why I didn't tell you guys when I was first diagnosed, because I was like, what, are you joking me? And slowly I've realized there's nothing to be ashamed about.
I've had more than one person contact me and tell me that they don't believe she has BPD because when they went through diagnosis, and again, I guess it can be different for everybody, but a number of people have contacted me to say the diagnostic course that it took for them to be diagnosed with BPD was longer than one appointment. It took quite a while. And she claims it happened in like an appointment, right? I guess she just did one of those. Her doctor just has those BuzzFeed tests on a pad or something.
Like, yeah, I'm ashamed of some things I've done in the past, of course, and some things that I currently do. But like, I cannot show you guys that I'm improving unless I show you guys certain things that I have done and certain things that I do, a year or two down the line, be like, you guys, remember when I told you I did A, B, and C?
Yeah, but see, here's the disconnect, Amber. You don't convince people you've changed because you tell them how different you are now. That doesn't work. That's not how it works. It's not how it works. You just be better and people notice it, right?
I haven't done A, B, and C in 6 months. So I know as I do more of this workbook, there's going to be a lot more topics of like,
yeah, but you're not
going
to listen. You've held that book up now for 3 vlogs. I think that book's time is done. You are not going to crack that book again, girl. Come on.
Things like that. So I will share more of that when we get to those chapters. And I just want to say thank you guys for
you're welcome.
listening to me and for giving me a platform.
You're welcome.
To share my story of having borderline personality disorder, because so many people do struggle.
She really thinks she's going to be Miss Inspirational Poster Child for BPD now. I think it's really important I share my story so I can inspire everybody else out there who suffers like I do, daily, hourly, minutely.
Hello. So the last
Hey,
time
RuPaul.
you guys saw me, it was actually on the 4th, and today.
Hang on. Can you hear him? He's gone full demon mode. Rio, come here. Rio. I can't with him. I'm sorry.
It is the 6th. So after the last clip that you guys saw, I had my live stream, my members only live stream.
Right. We were at Lanie's.
And it was very emotional. I actually had to take about a 6-minute break because I was getting so anxious, like I was crying.
Who talks like that? Like, I was live streaming and I got really upset, so I took a break for about 5 minutes. No, Amberlynn actually took a 6-minute break. Like, the fuck times are... That's weird.
I was actually about to hyperventilate. Like,
That also tells me that she's rewatched her live and timed exactly how long her break was.
I was getting the full body tremors, which is something that happens when I am overly anxious and my adrenaline is like really high. It was genuinely pretty scary, actually. It was a much needed stream, and that's why I'm pretty sure today I am going live publicly. But before I get into that,
this was before the public meltdown live stream. Oh, look at poor little Bambi. Didn't even know it was going to come and hit her like a train.
Someone mentioned in my live stream that they don't like when I put clips from the members live stream and my vlogs because it's meant for them. And so I want to listen to their one.
Can you hear him? He sounds like a demon. Rio? Rio? You're really freaking me out. Can you come here? I don't know what it is. I didn't take him for a run in the hall this morning. We wrestled instead, and maybe he still has too much energy.
Wants and needs, and they're correct. It's weird to use my right hand because I'm left-handed. I don't know why I switched that. But so I will no longer be putting clips from my members live streams in my videos. So if you guys just want to be a part of those, definitely join. From how I'm feeling today, and especially like the last couple of days,
definitely join.
I think I'm going to start being more open for sure with just everything in my life. Today is supposed to be Thursday Weight Watchers weigh-in, but I have been so separated and detached from just life that I actually have not even been tracking on Weight Watchers. I should be, but I just haven't been. Doesn't mean I'm...
So she started Weight Watchers a week ago and she's already failed. She's not tracking. Look at the size of her. God, you're gonna die 500 pounds. Mark my words, Amber, you're going to die at that weight.
Giving up or anything.
I'd even say in 10 years or under. That's my estimation.
Like that, so don't worry. I don't know. I've just been...
If you buy the passport, don't get the 10-year passport, Amber. It might not be worth your money.
Really out of it, actually. Sorry, the lighting in here is actually pretty dark because just last night my light bulb went out and I already contacted maintenance because when these lights go out, they don't want you to change them. They want you to contact them so they can do it for you, which is pretty cool, I would say. So anyways, yes, I am going...
I would like to make fun of her for that, but we have to do that here because we have special lights. Special light for special girls. I don't know. And they don't take normal bulbs, basically. So the maintenance is... So she might have the same thing there.
Going live publicly tonight. And I am extremely nervous about it because I know it's gonna be so many people at one time like coming at me. Not saying like everyone is gonna be coming at me in a negative way, but
no, she did. She had
negative, positive.
She had a fair amount of support on her public live stream. It wasn't all negative. I was surprised.
Whatever it may be, it's just gonna be a lot at once. And I am nervous for that. But
it may be to the point where people just don't give a fuck anymore. Like maybe 5 years ago, had she done that, she might have got harassed a lot. But I mean, the chat was bad. Of course, it's Amberlynn, but there was actually support in there too.
I think I'm going to be able to handle it. I just really want to talk about things that I've never allowed myself to talk about. And that's what I mean when I say like I'm breaking my silence. Will I regret this? I don't know. Do I need to do it for my own peace of mind? Yes.
Oh,
hello. So today is March 7th. I did not vlog anything else yesterday because I did a 3-hour live stream.
Yeah, we saw.
It was a 3-hour live stream that was pretty intense.
Yeah, it was.
But I don't really want to talk about it in my vlog right now. I kind of just want to like have a good day. My mom called me last night and she was like, "Do you want to go to bingo?" So I'm gonna go to bingo with her.
You know, I'm not gonna be one of those channels. We're not gonna focus on the bathroom hygiene story a lot here because it's gross and I'm an old broad. I'm not sophomoric, so shit jokes wear thin on me pretty quickly. But I will have to point out there is a grand number of cloths over here on this. I mean, I have 2 face cloths. Just saying.
Her and obviously her fiance and also a friend of hers. So I'm excited for that. So if anyone's curious, the perfume that I'm wearing today, which I have no more. I want to buy a full
Nobody's curious.
Size of this because honestly, I love it so much. It's called Another 13. I literally love it, but I'm going to be getting rid of this perfume right.
How do you love that perfume? It doesn't have a celebrity. There's no tits on the bottle. Is it possible to like perfume that doesn't have tits on the bottle? I mean, you're a lesbian.
Here, this is actually a Shakira perfume, and I genuinely dislike it so much. And I low-key am not really a fan of Your Turn by Billie Eilish. And I'm also not a fan of Eilish 3.
Dark titties.
But I am going to keep these just because I like how they look. I think they're
That's
cute.
PTSD.
But the bottle's ugly. The smell's ugly. I think I'm done buying perfume without smelling it first.
Oh, brilliant.
All right, you guys. So I have been back from the...
What was that? Brilliant editing clip to show us putting something in the garbage, Amber. Good Christ, you think you're fascinating? I think that was... Sometimes I think she does watch me. I don't believe that anybody watches me in the Amberverse, but sometimes I think she does watch me because, the last time we did a reaction, we really went on... I went on and on about how smart, for lack of a better word, how talented Mama Lynn was because she had 18 cards on the go at once. Was that a little flex to show us how many cards she had? I don't believe she watches me, but that's a weird coincidence.
Bingo for a few hours now. I did not win. My stepdad did. I'm telling you, he has the most luck at bingo. But that clip you guys just saw of me throwing away a bingo sheet was all of us trying to win $1,000. And we didn't, but someone else did. And I always believe that when someone else wins, especially a really big chunk of money like that, then they are the ones. They are the chosen ones. The universe is they need this. They deserve this.
Next time you go gambling, see, maybe she should start doing a gambling sponsorship on her channel because if you're gambling and you win, it's because you're blessed. You're blessed. Amber, for fuck's sakes, it's gambling.
All right, you guys. So I haven't given you an update in a few days on my build. I am on step 285 out of 584. And this is how it is looking so far. It is
looks like a tank.
Massive. I was not expecting it to be so huge. But yeah, it's I
don't think she's going to finish this. This is really complex. She's going to get bored of this soon.
Literally gigantic. So I have 2 chairs in here and we're doing some outside exterior. All right, you guys. So I just edited this video. So although I did not have an outro, so I'm here to say goodbye. Hope you enjoyed and I'll see you in the next one.
No outro, but she did remember to include the sneeze. Good Lord. Oh, and now he comes. Thank you all for joining me at this look at Amber Lynn's last final vlog ever. Probably not, but you never know. Could be. He doesn't think so. Oh my goodness, isn't that crazy? Thank you all for joining me. If you liked the video, please click like, grab a subscription, and I will see you with this man on the live stream on Saturday. And until we meet again, you know the routine. Just be kind, and hasta luego.